Good morning. I'm Lenora.
And I'm Vincent.
And we are the Terrys.
Welcome to the International Great Black Read Aloud Day, Day 21. And today's topic is marriage. August of this year, we will have been married 32 years.
That's a blessing.
Yes, it is.
I have chosen to read for you a book by Michael Todd entitled Relationship Goals Challenge 30 Days from Good to Great. I will read Day 24, Love Spoken Here, and Day 28, Committed to the Ride.
And I will be sharing from Gary Chapman's The 5 Love Languages. I will share from Chapter 10, Love is a Choice, and Love Makes the Difference.
Here we go. Let me start out today with a roller coaster analogy. Why not? What do you see at the head of a line of people waiting to get on a big, scary roller coaster? Some people are excited, and some can't wait for the ride. But others are saying, no way. I'm not going to do it. Get me out of here. Maybe they cut out of the line, or maybe they don't. One way or another, when it's their turn, they've got to either commit to the ride or not. I hope you'll forgive me for comparing a romantic relationship, in particular marriage, to a big, scary roller coaster ride. But you've got to admit, there are some similarities. When you're looking ahead to marriage, you don't know exactly what it's going to be like. You expect it to be fun, but you know it's going to have dips and turns coming out of nowhere. You can hear people ahead of you on the ride, and they're screaming their heads off. Do you really want to go on a ride that make people shout in terror? Well, if you said I do, then you are already committed to the ride of marriage. If you're engaged, you could still back out, but even in that case, you've already made a public promise. You're almost to the point of strapping into the seat on the covenant of marriage ride of your life. But think about this. Actually, all important relationships require a commitment of some kind. The thing is, when you're in marriage, then there come times during the dips and turns of the ride that you wonder whether the other person is really still committed. Is he secretly thinking about bailing from the relationship? Is he just gutting it out because he doesn't really want to be there anymore? From time to time, we need to hear that the other person still loves us and wants to be in the relationship with us, despite the barrel roll of bankruptcy, the corkscrew of parenting, the dark tunnel of illness, the free fall of sin, or whatever other thrills and chills the ride throws at us. We're strapped in and we're staying put till the end. And do you want to know something else? The third member of the marriage, God, is totally and unchangeably committed to both of you. Love spoken here. More than 7,000 languages are spoken on the earth today. If you don't know the language spoken by someone you're trying to converse with, it doesn't matter how eloquent you are in your own language, the message won't get through. It can be the same way with love. You might think you're committing your love to your partner, but she might not see it that way. I often advise dating couples to read Gary Chapman's The 5 Love Languages. Married couples should read it too. Chapman describes the love languages of physical touch, quality time, words of affirmation, acts of service, and gifts. He proposes that everyone has a primary way of giving and receiving love. But let me give you the headline. Chapman's right in his core idea. Many couples are speaking totally different love languages. They mean well, they just don't know any better.
Love is a choice. How can we speak each other's love language when we are full of hurt, anger, and resentment over past failures? The answer to that question lies in the essential nature of our humanity. We are creatures of choice. That means that we have the capacity to make poor choices, which all of us have done. We have spoken critical words and we have done hurtful things. We are not proud of those choices, although they may have seemed justified at the moment. Poor choices in the past don't mean that we must take them in the future. Instead, we can say, I'm sorry. I know I have hurt you, but I would like to make the future different. I would like to love you in your language. I would like to meet your needs. I have seen marriages rescued from the brink of divorce when couples make the choice to love. Love doesn't erase the past, but it makes the future different. When we choose active expressions of love in the primary love language of our spouse, we create an emotional climate where we can deal with our past conflicts and failures. Love makes the difference. Love is not our only emotional need. Psychologists have observed that among our basic needs are the need for security, self-worth, and significance. Love, however, interfaces with all of these. If I feel loved by my spouse, I can relax, knowing that my lover will do me no ill. I feel secure in her presence. I may face many uncertainties in my vocation. I may have enemies in other areas of my life, but with my spouse, I feel secure. My sense of worth is fed by the fact that my spouse loves me. After all, if she loves me, I must be worth loving. My parents may have given me negative or mixed messages about my words or my worth, but my spouse knows me as an adult and loves me. Her love builds my self-esteem. The need for significance is the emotional force behind which much of our behavior lies. Life is driven by the desire for success. We want our lives to count for something. We have our own idea of what it means to be significant, and we work hard to reach our goals. Feeling loved by a spouse enhances our sense of significance. We reason, if someone loves me, I must have significance. I am significant because I stand at the apex of the created order. I have the ability to think in abstract terms, communicate my thoughts via words, and make decisions. By means of printed or recorded words, I can benefit from the thoughts of those who have preceded me. I can profit from others' experiences, though they lived in different ages and cultures. I experience the death of family and friends and sense that there is existence beyond the material. I discover that in all cultures, people believe in a spiritual world. My heart tells me it is true even when my mind, trained in scientific observation, raises critical questions. I am significant. Life has meaning. There is a higher purpose. I want to believe it, but I may not feel significant until someone expresses love to me. When my spouse lovingly invests time, energy, and effort in me, I believe that I am significant. Without love, I may spend a lifetime in search of significance, self-worth, and security. When I experience love, it influences all of those needs positively. I am now free to develop my potential. I am more secure in my self-worth and can now turn my efforts outward instead of being obsessed with my own needs. True love always liberates. In the context of marriage, if we do not feel loved, our differences are magnified. We come to view each other as a threat to our happiness. We fight for self-worth and significance, and marriage becomes a battlefield rather than a haven. Love is not the answer to everything, but it creates a climate of security in which we can seek answers to those things that bother us. In the security of love, a couple can discuss differences without condemnation. Conflicts can be resolved. Two people who are different can learn to live together in harmony. We discover how to bring out the best in each other. Those are the rewards of love.
Great job, babe.
And you too.
So thank you for joining in. We encourage you to learn your partner's love language. Thanks for tuning in.